Hello, I'm Simon from Total Padel, and today I have the chance to receive Danny, which is the product manager for racket at Head. Danny, first of all, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
So Head is in the paddle industry since over 20 years, doing racket equipment. You just launched dedicated paddle shoes. You also have an apparel collection for paddle. I just wanted to have your opinion on the evolution of the material, especially on the racket side, which is your specialty.
Correct. So, as you can see on the table, we've been making rackets for a long time. This one that I have on my hand is probably born at the same time than me, more or less. So, as you can see, there was also an evolution in terms of material, which was basically adapting also to the type of the game. So the game also evolved. The game became faster, the game became different than in the beginning. So we had to adapt our materials, our technology, and our way of making the rackets to the new paddle.
Yeah, I can see that it's much more heavier than the current
indeed.
racket. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then do you have
a
more recent one, but still super old now?
Exactly. This is like one of the first ones. Then I wanted to show a bit the evolution, so I broke this one, which has a bit of a protection with epoxy. So we started with a bit more evolution in terms of technology and materials. And then we have, for example, this Typhoon, which is built in 2008. So as you can see, some time ago, and is as you can see, the shape is more to the modern rackets.
Yeah,
also,
exactly.
we introduced some composite materials and. Yes, you can also feel a bit.
Interesting. And the material that you use for this one are carbon already?
Correct. And also fiberglass. It was like the first revolution in the paddle hardgoods. The composite materials, mainly fiberglass and carbon fiber.
Okay. And this is more
yes, this
modern,
is more modern.
I remember
so
this.
Exactly. So the Tornado racket. This is a lab prototype, but as you can see, there was already evolution. Also in terms of design, materials, foam used. So yes, this is like the recent history, let's say.
And I see that it's written Bella on the racket, so it was maybe one of his first racket with Head.
Yes, he was with us for 10 years.
Okay.
And as you can imagine, a lot of time together, so we developed a range together with him. So that's the racket he was playing, actually.
Okay, nice. Danny, I guess that before the launch of a racket, there is plenty of tests in order for you to be sure to have the right product, the one that you wanted at the beginning. Can you tell us more about all these tests? Is there a checklist that you need to follow before the launch?
Yes, sure. It's a really long process and a lot of details, but to keep it a bit simple, everything starts with our lab prototypes, which our engineers create in our R&D department. Then with these prototypes, we go on court. We have different test centers around the world, so we give the rackets to the right player target. Then we let them test, and then we decide within these prototypes which are the right rackets regarding their feedback.
Okay.
Then these prototypes go to the lab to make sure that the construction is strong enough. Then after we make sure that the racket and the construction is fine, we produce some finished rackets without the design. To test the durability on court. So we test that it's strong enough and that it has the quality standard that we want to, not only on the lab, but also on court.
Okay.
And then after this durability test, we also check the design in our factory. So we make sure that every racket follows every step accordingly, and with everything is measured to the millimeter, let's say.
So from the original idea of a racket or a range and the final products, how many time there is usually?
We work with a development of more or less 2 years, which is a long process, as you can imagine, developing prototypes, testing prototypes, putting the rackets on court, testing with the players. This takes a lot of time. So yes, we work roundabout with 2 years of development.
Okay. With all your different ranges, you cover all type of player in terms of level, in terms of type of game. I just wanted you to explain us more the positioning of each range.
Yes, so we offer rackets for everybody, not only in terms of level, but also in terms of type of players. We call it, so we offer 3 different shapes.
Yeah.
We offer round-shaped rackets, which is the gravity range with a massive sweet spot and control. So for players who are more defending and players who are controlling the game and counter-attacking. Then we have in the middle, let's say, we have the teardrop-shaped rackets, which is the speed range. This is a versatile racket in between control and power, and it's basically for these versatile players who don't want to lose power and want to have a bit of control, so a mix of both. And then, to keep it simple, also the power range, it's our extreme range, so it's all about power. So for attacking players, players who want to smash the ball, like Arturo and Paula, for instance.
Okay, got it. So in each range you have 3 different rackets, the Pro version, the Motion and the Elite. Can you explain us the main differences?
Yes, so starting from the Pro, it's the heaviest racket of the range normally, and it's also the most exigent for more tournament pro players. We use the high technology, the latest materials. Then we have the Motion, which is the light version of the Pro, which is used by a lot of players like me, for example, which I cannot hand a heavier racket, so I prefer a more
maneuverable, easier to adjust.
Correct.
And then the materials are exactly the same than the Pro version, right?
Yes, except the weight. Normally the materials we use in the construction of the Pro and the Motion are the same. It's a weight difference on the racket.
And the Elite version?
Yes, the Elite is the comfort racket of the range. So we normally use fiberglass material. So for mid-level players who are looking for something which is more comfortable, a bit softer feeling compared to the carbon fiber, for instance. So yes, this is the Elite model.
Okay. I have a last question for you, Danny. It's more about the last product that you launched, this Extreme One, and its unique wall. It's clearly a revolution in the paddle racket industry, paddle racket design. I wanted to know if you think that there is still a lot of room for this kind of improvement in the future in the paddle rackets construction.
Yes, I mean, it's clearly a revolution, and we always try to challenge ourselves internally. We have a nice and cool innovation team, and together with, as I told you before, a lot of test centers, we have accessible doors all around the world, so we get also inputs from the market.
And you are a paddle player, I know that all the team are playing paddle, so
so we always get the feedback from the people, we try to analyze what the people need, and we try to develop it. But in the end, every revolution is successful as long as the market accepts it. We always seek for having it on the market. And yes, coming back to your question, we think there is still a room to make some innovations, especially now the paddle is popping up in a lot of many new countries in Europe. So people is willing to try new things, to test new things. So there will be room still for improving this.
Sounds good. Daniel, thanks a lot for all this explanation. It was super interesting. For more information about any paddle equipment, please check us out on totalpaddle.com.